Got it.
All right, this is Dre Tattoo Squid podcast here with Scott Eisenberg from Shoot the Flick. Fellow Long Islander, how are you doing?
Doing great. It's been a hot one lately.
Oh yeah, I know. You're telling me. I think we're supposed to have a hurricane or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's coming. That's supposed to be Sunday into Monday. It's gonna let's just get beaten down by a hurricane. Why not?
Yeah, I know. It's like I know guys from what was the one that we were just talking about on Second Watch? They just went through a whole bunch of storms in Michigan. So that's what I heard. And then actually, But we are here to talk about Suicide Squad 2.
Yes. Just the Suicide Squad, because that's what they do now.
Yeah, well, the old Suicide Squad just fucking committed suicide in the beginning. If nobody hasn't seen it, sorry, but that's how it's going to be right now. So
pretty much,
if you haven't seen it and jumped out there, you're going to wait until the video comes out. I mean, it's on HBO Max too.
Yes.
That's what we did. We did the comforts of our own home.
Indeed.
But the look on my girlfriend's face, she goes, "What the fuck?"
Oh, it's funny because my mother-in-law, he's just got into all the superhero movies with us, and she didn't watch this one with us at home. She's like, "Oh, I'll wait to watch it," and she's definitely afraid of rats. And I'm like, you should probably avoid this one. Just avoid it.
It's just a tiny bit,
just a little.
We'll tell you where to cover your eyes, and then because I'm not going to mention anything about my girlfriend covering eyes, because she's like, "You're going to tell that story again?" I'm like, no, I'm not going to tell the story again. So, but let's just say that if gory parts, she has a protective blanket. Let's just go that way. So, she's going to fucking kill me. Anyway, so I'm going to have to go with the sharks with Josh some way. Anyway, so, so Suicide Squad 2. Now, at the beginning, kind of remind me of Deadpool 2.
Yes. Well, I think with James Gunn, he has a certain sense of humor, and he wants to also kind of shock you because, let's face it, the first one, the only character who really died by Suicide Squad was like Slipknot, who was such an unimportant character. He had one line of dialogue and then was killed.
yeah Basically that was it. I mean, it was I love that movie. I like the the Spanish guy, I guess that was
oh my god, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know. The king, the Latin king.
Yes.
Hello, puppy.
Hi, puppy.
we have a visitor for the podcast as well. We got a puppy.
Yes, this is Leia.
Yeah, Princess Leia.
Yes.
Your whole Star Wars kind of thing going on, huh?
Exactly. That's what we do. But yeah, James Gunn likes to be like, because he got to go R and he's gonna go all out. Yeah. It's not gonna be Guardians. It's gonna be fucking crazy, and that's why kind of had Deadpool-esque. Dope, man. Him killing. Are we spoilering?
You know what? They're gonna see it. They're gonna see it. So if they see it late, well, it's their fault.
Yeah, exactly. So him killing Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
Was like, oh my god, he actually killed Boomerang.
I said that too. I'm like, not Captain Boomerang.
Because he was the one. He was like him, Harley, and Rick Flag were the only holdovers from the other one. Yeah. So we're like, oh shit, okay, he's playing for keeps. Let's go.
I know. I thought he'd be on the team, and then it just, that was it. And then I'm watching it, and me and my girl just watching. And all of a sudden, every little fucking thing comes on, and everybody fucking dies. I'm like, oh, dude. I'm like, this is like Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Except for there's no plainclothes guys saying I don't have any powers.
Oh god, so Deadpool 2, because they marketed it all around that, man.
Oh yeah,
X-Force.
Yeah, but Ryan Reynolds, man, he knows how to fucking publish that shit out.
Oh dude, when he was advertising the first Deadpool, because now we're just gonna go jump all over the place. When he was advertising that first Deadpool, him on the bearskin carpet at the fireplace saying Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I was like, genius. It's just genius what he did to promote that movie to make it a success.
I know. At first, I thought it was like Christmas. At first, it's just like by the fireplace. And I'm like, oh wait, that's Valentine's Day. I'm like, shit. I'm like, I got my whole thing of holidays all mixed up. But it was like then they go on, and then they fight. And John Cena. I'm like, why is John Cena doing every fucking movie? It's like it's like The Rock.
Well, the way I always compare this, because now you got the three wrestlers who are kind of big names. You got Cena, you got Batista, and you got The Rock, of course.
Yeah.
Batista is trying to be a serious actor. That's why he's doing things like Dune and like these dramatic movies.
Yes.
While The Rock is the action star who has the most charisma of all three of them, and Cena's kind of like a diet Rock.
Yeah. Honestly,
because, you want like, hey, I need a Rock type guy, but I don't want to pay The Rock.
Yeah, because you got John Cena in this one. You got John Cena in the Fast and Furious 9, I think. 9. And he plays like the brother going against Dom.
Oh yes, the brother that's never been mentioned before, but now is.
Yeah, like now he comes out of the woodwork somewhere. But anyway, so now he's doing this one. But Batista, I mean, he's made his name known with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so he got that one. But then he does fucking Army of the Dead.
Oh, Army of the Dead. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, not the side swipe from Suicide Squad. We're gonna get back into that, but we're gonna go different phrase of the different wrestling guys playing parts.
Yeah, Army of the Dead was Zack Snyder and me have a very odd relationship. Because there are things I love about his movies.
Yeah.
Like he can make, except for Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead didn't look good, but every other movie I've seen looks usually amazing.
Yeah.
But he can't tell a story to save his life.
Oh no, definitely not.
Like even the 4-hour Justice League. Did you watch that one? Did you see that one?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm glad I was home watching that. And then I have to pay money to go and see that.
Dude, it was just so long.
And I know, I'm like, but then I was like watching like Army of Dead. And I'm like, okay, the beginning's good. All right, I've never seen it like this. And then I'm like, thinking fucking Dead. I'm like, really? What the fuck? They had that in the Revenge of the Dead.
Yeah. He was trying to like do things that were like honoring things, but then he also made it that there were aliens and robots also involved in it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I was dumbfounded. I was like, I didn't know what to fucking think about it.
Also, the best part of the movie was Tig Notaro.
Oh yeah.
She stole the show, and she wasn't even there. She was like last minute addition because the guy who was initially cast in her role got caught up in the Me Too stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you're an asshole doing that shit, you know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You don't deserve to be a famous movie star, but Tig stole that movie. Every scene she was in.
Oh, I know, kicking ass, fucking shooting, knifing, sword play. Oh, it was like, wow. But the one guy I really hate, and I know everybody else is going to agree with this, is the military guy. Not the one that got bit, but the one that got attacked by the tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a total asshole. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Doggy's like, yep, he's an asshole.
Yep. Yeah, he was. But you also knew from the very beginning, you're like, this dude, like, he's here, he's going to be a problem. You know it. And you're like you can't be so predictable that you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you're shaking your head like I was shaking my head when I was watching it. I'm like, oh my God, really? But getting back to Suicide Squad 2, you know, it's basically like a cut and dry kind of movie, but you know, a huge fucking starfish.
Oh yeah, the Starfish is very interesting because I never thought they would bring that character to movies because that character is such a weird character.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's a giant starfish that destroys worlds. Like he wraps around worlds and crushes them.
Yeah. And then spits it out of his armpit like this, and you know.
It's so weird. But like Marvel also introduced, like, I don't know if you've seen the What If stuff yet.
No, I heard about it. I never got it back. I never got into it yet.
The first episode, they introduced a character who I also thought very similar to the starfish would never like see the light of day.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, we're gonna get weird. We're gonna get weird quick. But yeah, the starfish was like, because I remember the starfish from like cartoons and stuff,
Yeah.
like the Justice League cartoons. He would show up because it's a cartoon. You can get away with a giant starfish.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's such a fucking James Gunn will do whatever. Like you give him the power, he can go crazy. Like when he wrote like Belko Experiment, like he given James Gunn's like success, like I like most of his movies.
Yeah.
And he's got a great crazy sense of humor too.
Oh yeah. I like the funny ones we call where it's like, you know, you got the superhero aspect and then you got the comedy, you got the action. The action part, you know, it's just like, especially when the blood and gore, when you have like a good blood and gore, but you have comedy about it, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's where Deadpool kind of like introduces it somewhat.
Oh yeah, humor and the blood and gore. Like horror's been doing that for a while now, where they like to poke fun at their own nonsense.
Yeah.
Like with look back at like Evil Dead with Sam Raimi and stuff he used to do.
Yeah.
Like with fucking Ash, just like, oh my hand, and I need a chainsaw on the hand.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to do Doctor Strange 2. That's gonna be insane. But you know, it's just when you have that, like you can go crazy and people are hooked, but you can't push them too far without giving that little sense of levity.
Yeah.
And James Gunn's a master of that. So
Yeah. Oh, definitely. We could. It's I'm just thinking about all the stuff that I'm like, you know, like horror movie wise, and I love like all the, like, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. They always have some comedy thing in that one. But lately, I mean, the like not third. Yeah, you can say third. The part 3, 4, 5, whatever. And then there's times where Friday the 13th has its funny side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very Nightmare on Elm Street did both things. Like the first one, the second one, into Dream Warriors are all three very good at balancing the horror and the comedy aspects of it.
Yeah.
Then they went too far in the comedy side as they went on in that series. That's why like no one wants to bring up like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Freddy's dead.
It's like,
and then they're like, oh, we're gonna course correct, recast Robert Englund, and go completely way too serious.
oh
with
yeah.
the remake.
Have you ever seen Hatchet?
Yes.
Now that one I was telling people about. There actually, I think I made I did a question on Twitter. It's like actually, I was corrected with this one too. It's actually name 6 iconic characters in horror that's in one movie trilogy.
Yes.
So in Hatchet, you have Hatchet, obviously, which is Kane Hodder.
Yes.
Who also did Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Then you have Robert Englund, and he played Freddy, you know, obviously Freddy Krueger. And then you got Tony Todd, which is the Candyman.
Oh yeah.
I'm I'm gonna get the or Zach Galligan from Gremlins.
Yes.
And then I forgot about Sid Hack, from
Yes.
yeah, we call it from House on a Thousand Corpses, which is my favorite fucking movie ever.
See, House, I like House. Devil's Rejects for some reason is very hard to get through.
That one I think is like more Devil's Reject is more like on the run kind of shit.
It is. It just for some reason it's so dirty that it's so hard for me to like I have to sit here and watch. I'm like, it's just he's got a style that it can get really dirty really fast. And if you're in for it, sure. But if you're not, you're like, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like with Devil's Rejects, it's pretty much like real life situation as well. So you're gonna see some shit like that gonna happen down the line. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just writing down stuff for the descriptions. So that way I can put it in for like next week. But yeah. So then then also Danielle Harris.
Yes.
Who did the original Halloween ones, and then she did the Rob Zombie Halloween one. So, but I love Hatchet. I watched all three of them. I saw all three of them, and then they did the Victor Crowley movie.
Yes.
Which sucked.
Yeah, it wasn't as good. Though I do admit, Hatchet and the Victor Crowley movie gave Kane Hodder the ability to actually show off some acting chops.
Yeah, no, definitely, yes. But it was more like a B level, especially the guy that was on Grandma's Boy, that the lead actor in the first one.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's really good doing the acting on this one. The other one, he was like, well, hello, hi,
Oh yeah, it gets a little rough. I think there's another one that maybe not 6. I think there's like 4 in Death House, or I think it's called Death House. That one's a little rough too. That's on Netflix, I think. That's Stars.
There is a horror one that I've seen. There's a trilogy of it, like 1, 2, and 3, called Hell House LLC.
Yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of, but that is an interesting one too.
Yeah.
I only seen the first one of that one, but that was actually very good.
Yeah, because that one kind of like, I'm not one to go and jump creep, like holy shit, like that kind of thing. Yeah. You kind of know, but it was like a Blair Witch Project, somewhere around there. But then it does give you the jump scares a little bit. Yeah.
Now, funny you bring up Blair Witch. Every time I talk about Blair Witch Project, I always like to ask people, which version of Blair Witch do they think actually happened? Do you actually think it's supernatural? No. Do you actually think it's supernatural, or do you think that they murdered the girl in the woods and they planted everything?
Now, see, because I wasn't even thinking about that, but since you brought it up, that I would think the second one, being like they murder and then they just plant it around, because honestly, they got the videotaping going all over the place.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting thing. It's just such an interesting thing that I always like, oh, it's supernatural. I'm like, no, it really makes more sense that they're out there to murder this girl.
Yeah. And then they put him like, oh, standing in the corner. I'm like, there's nothing really supernatural about this shit. It's like, I don't know.
Until you get to Book of Secrets, which is another story.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, that is your typical, that's your movie right there.
Yeah.
Book of Secrets. So that's but we call it, because my younger brother saw this Blair Witch Project, and and then he was like watching it, and then he told me, and he's gonna fucking kill me if he ever listens to this one, that he was afraid of it, that he had the nightlight on, once or twice. And I'm like, I saw it, I'm like, why would you have a nightlight on? I'm like, dude, it's not even that fucking scary at all.
It's not like when you're young and you first watch like Jaws for the first time, you're like, I'm a little afraid of water for a little bit.
All of a sudden, now somebody wants your attention, like, hey, look at me. But so we got yeah, so was it Hatchet? We talked about that. Yeah, but Jaws, my girlfriend loves Jaws, and she was like, "Oh, Shark Week, I gotta watch Jaws." You know.
Oh yeah, we went back. Sorry, I covered your
No,
last
no,
week's
no.
topic
Hey,
again.
hey, yeah, this is what I do, man. I go over the place. It doesn't matter what we do. We go over the place. Yeah. I mean, I try to go one specific thing, but everybody knows me for doing 5 to 6 different what was it? Potato Lady.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
Bex.
yeah.
She gave me like a review, and what did she call me? She called me a late night host for late night TV.
I can see that.
Kind of like I'd take you on a ride to like different things, and I'm right there with you. So I like that was awesome. It was like a 5-piece fucking thing. I was like, wow.
Have you ever have you ever had anybody try and do like one of those follow the map of what they talk about, like where they do arrow to this, arrow to that?
I know. I think somebody was saying like they're messaging me. I was like, I try to follow your thing, and you're all over the place. I'm like, yeah, it's not. I don't have a set list, and maybe if I do it with like 5 other people, then it would be a set thing probably. But yeah.
Well, we've all like being a podcaster, and I've done other podcasts where you're like, oh yeah, you try and set the topic,
Yeah.
and that can go well, but the whole thing is you want people to enjoy just listening to you shoot the shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what podcasts
exactly.
are. So if you just stay on one topic, like that works for like people who do like true crime stuff because you want them to be focused on that.
Yeah.
But like this is a much more just conversational, let's bullshit and let's just go.
Yeah, because I'm like trying to find out because I found my and actually when you brought up before that you listened to the Sharks episode with Josh Roberts, I saw on Good Pods, that I saw on the list, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on a fucking list.
Yeah.
Like, right, so I'm like 27, and then for the episode it was the shark one. I was like, nice. I'm like, okay, cool. So I gotta see if I can make it to the 100. Yeah. But I mean, I'm honored just being on there. I know you've been on there, numerous times as well.
Yeah, good pods is interesting. They're a good like source. It's just I was on early enough that I didn't like the way they organize their stuff, but they've gotten better.
Yeah. But hold on, I'm trying to spell suicide myself. You went to school in Bayshore, nothing goes right. So where you used to go to school? You live in Hicksville,
Yeah,
Long Island.
both me and my wife, we've lived in Hicksville for a long time. I went to school. We both went to Hicksville High School.
So you haven't frayed from there at all, then?
Oh well, I moved to Stony Brook for a while. I've moved to Florida for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like moving down south was interesting because everything's a lot slower down there. Not as an insult, but you can't keep up with New York. New York is fucking 10,000 miles a minute.
Yeah, I know. Hustle and bustle.
So it was very interesting living in Florida for half a year.
Yeah.
But everybody runs at like, nope, we're gonna take it nice and slow. I went to college at Stony Brook, so that was always out there. It's a nice place to go to school, and there's fucking areas there though that people are fucking rich, man. Holy Jesus Christ.
You gotta like live in like when I was married, me and my wife went to we lived in Pennsylvania for like 7-8 years, or no, almost 10 years. And like you said, we call it's like a whole different aspect. You go to Pennsylvania, it's like very laid back, which is fine. I like the laid back kind of thing. But you're so used to like the hustle and bustle. You go into a city, you're going to whatever time you're going to, it's going to be really fucking fast.
Or my favorite, because no matter where you are on the island, you can go, I can get anywhere in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Hook up by crook, you'll get there, in like 30 minutes or less.
Exactly.
If you get there but if you're going out to Montauk Point, then you're doing like an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah. But you know what? Montauk it's so great. We went there for our honeymoon,
Oh, nice.
and that was honestly one of the best like short weekends we've had. It was just so nice out there, man. I love that place.
But yeah, we went out there. I'm gonna say a year before COVID, I think. Yeah, a year before COVID. And I mean, I'd gone out to Montauk Point, but just like on a drunken spur. But now there was like a sober moment where
Yeah.
I'd gone out there and I'm like, oh wow, okay, cool. You know, they had a nice little eating breakfast
Oh yeah, the
nook.
bagel place. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you get the pan. Oh, what was the famous stuff? My girlfriend told me about it. It was like crepes or something, or
Yeah, they got. Oh yeah, they have. They have. My stepfather when I was younger. My stepfather was a surfer,
yeah.
so he would load us all up into the car about 3, 4 in the morning, and then he would drive out to Montauk to go surfing. But we would stop at the same bagel place
Oh yeah.
every time, and then we'd be out there at the beach from like 6:30 in the morning to like noon, and then we meander back, stop at the winery over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, such good times, man. I love that. I love the island. I've been on this island for God knows how long. This is
Yeah. I mean, I've been living on here, for so long. But then, like I said, I went to Pennsylvania for like 10 years, and then when I moved back, people thought I was like Southern. It's like you weren't from Long Island. I'm like, yeah, I was born in Smithtown, but then I had like a twang,
yeah,
and all that. And I'm like, I didn't really notice it. And everybody else was like, yeah, no, you got like a twang. I'm like, oh shit, really? So now I'm like, don't worry. Like the end of the week, I'm gonna be, like, cursing everybody out.
yeah.
But oh, funny story. And you'll get a kick out of this because you're from here. And I was living like I said, living in Pennsylvania, and I went to this one place. It was it's a little mini mart, but they call it a Joe's newspaper. So
Okay.
you could pay your bills. You get
Yeah.
the little thing in the corner. It's a little town thing. So
Yeah.
I get over there. I'm ready to pay my bills. I got like 4 or 5 different bills, and there's this guy, farmer. You could tell it's a farmer. He has like the overalls and everything else. But the guy, not to, oh, which how should I say this? Not to put down like farmers. I'm not putting down, but you should not act like you're from New York when you're not from New York.
Yeah.
So I think they've been watching a lot of LL Cool J videos because it gets better, bro. It gets better. It gets better. And so I walk up there. The guy literally, I shit you not, guy standing there, overalls, Kango hat, cane, the chains. And it's a white guy too. I don't want,
Oh God.
I don't want to put it like white guy, black guy or anything, but that's where it was. And he had like no teeth, but he had a grill where the no teeth were. And he honestly said to me, he goes, yo, what up? What up? Well, I'm like, hold on 1 second. I'm like, you're not from the city, you're not from New York, you're from the backwoods. Don't even start. I'm like, I'm from New York. You'll get killed just doing this shit.
Oh yeah. It's so weird, man. Like it's just like just seeing people think, oh, New York's what we see in TV. It's
Yeah.
like I'm like, no, it's not. It's yes, they take aspects of New York, but they dramatize it to a great deal. Like
Yeah.
we're not the Sopranos.
That's what I thought the guy was gonna do. He was like, he had a cane. I didn't even look up until I saw the Kango head, and I'm like, I think I was drinking something. I almost spit it at him because I was like, the fuck, dude? You don't do that shit. You're gonna get killed. I mean, honestly, if there was like, if the brothers came walking around in the town, they would beat you up. Don't even try doing that.
It's so bad.
It is. I'm like, I don't know if I was like, yeah, we could. I was living in the town, and I went back, and they also had curfew bells. Like when they had back in the day with the curfews, like for kids,
Yeah,
9 o'clock at night, they had like the bell or something, and you
yeah,
had to be home at a certain time.
yeah.
So
Like we say, be home before the street lights turn on.
exactly, but with this, they have a horn that sounds off. And I didn't notice because I started working and I was doing 12-hour shifts. So as soon as I got home and had like 1 or 2 days off where I could be at night and we watching TV and everything else, I'm sitting there and I hear this horn going up. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And my wife's like, oh, that's the curfew horn. I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? And she goes, well, you haven't been home because you're working 12 hours. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, when is this shit started? And she goes, it's been like this, And I'm like, oh, good God, really? And it came they came to fruition. We went back to Long Island to visit family. Been there for a week. We come back. So I dropped her off at the house. I'm like, listen, we're gonna go to the restaurant bar, get like our usual shit. I'm like, all right. And then I come back. It was 9 o'clock on the dot. And I heard the bell thing and I heard the horn and everything else. I'm driving down the same fucking street I go down, and I see the unmarked police car with the bikes in the trunk, and there's a set of kids just sitting there. I'm like, oh, they really do this shit. I thought they were fucking around. But let alone the town that we lived in didn't have any cops. They had no cops in the adjoining towns. We go patrol the town that we're in, and then that's it. But
that's small. That's a small
and
town.
it is small, and to the point where I found out from one cop in a different town that my town that I lived in was the murder capital of the state.
That sounds like fun. It's always a good time.
Wow. I'm like, I got my own house of 1,000 corpses. I'm like, goddamn.
Though for some reason that story makes me think of my cousin Vinny,
Oh.
where he goes, does that train always come through at 5 a.m?
Yeah.
No, it's quite unusual. He comes back the next day. I thought you told me that train doesn't come through at 5. No, usually it comes at 4:30. You son of a bitch.
And my biological clock is ticking like this.
Oh my god.
I mean, me and my girlfriend were just talking about like I forgot her fucking name now. The not my girlfriend. Yeah, Teresa. Yeah, and she was but she was in the Spider-Man movie. And that's another thing. What would be your favorite Spider-Man movie? Like character-wise, like that plays Spider-Man, because there's like 4 different ones.
Okay, so this is you have the 3 main ones. You have Toby, you have Andrew Garfield, and you have now my god, Tom Holland. Yeah. I think Garfield was the best Spider-Man, but I think Toby is the best Peter Parker.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Tom Holland is the best of both characters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but he does like the more younger version, I think.
Yes, he's very young, but I just think he understands that he has to bring the snarky that Garfield brought.
Yeah,
but still be nerdy enough to play Peter Parker.
Because I think we call it every person that has made different movies of Spider-Man, X-Men, or whatever. X-Men, I'm going to get into that just a bit, because that one I love X-Men, but the things that they do just piss me off. It was just like they threw, like, even with Spider-Man, they throw a whole bunch of shit into one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where you've seen, and everybody that reads comic books, you guys know what we're fucking talking about here, that you go into the comic books, they go into different genres of whatever was going on, and there's like part 2, part 3, whatever. They don't throw all the shit into one aspect of the movie.
It's so tough, because a lot of these movies they'll have to get the point across in 2 hours or an hour 50. When some of these movies or these comic books have 5, 6, 7 issues.
Yeah.
Like even Marvel, like when they talk about Civil War,
Yeah.
Civil War is a huge fucking story, and you just gotta break it down to the most important parts. You know, that's why I think DC is having a problem, because DC's like, we have to catch up to Marvel, so we need Justice League, we need all this right away.
Yeah.
And I think finally they're realizing, like, we don't have to be Marvel. We can be this multiple universe, and no one really cares.
Yeah. But
Howling at pain in my butt.
if I didn't know you had a dog there, I thought you were haunted. Yeah. I'm like,
It's
there's
a hound in there.
door, man. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But again, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Scott Eisenberg's house is haunted with a dog. And there he is. He's like, listen, get over here.
I almost just broke the chair. That was fun.
But X-Men, I'm gonna say they threw a lot of shit in there where I'm like, why? I'm like, Phoenix, they threw in.
Well, they've done Phoenix fucking 3 times now. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. And then Hugh Jackman is like, not, hey, why does he wear the suit like Wolverine? Come on.
I think with X-Men, a lot of times with the suits with X-Men, they look a little goofy, and I think they were afraid to make the characters goofy. Also, Wolverine in the comics is like 5'6". Hugh Jackman's 6'4".
Yeah, I know that's the other thing, but it's just, but then it's just like you getting everybody confused. Not everybody. I mean, I know certain things. You know a lot of certain things as well about like X-Men or Spider-Man or whoever and this and that. I'm surprised they didn't bring the Russian Omega Red into the whole fucking mix yet.
Dude, Omega Red, there's a deep cut, because I don't think that's a nice call, because he's another crazy freaking character. If you've ever watched, they did an animated like double movie for the Hulk. Called Hulk Verse.
Yeah.
And Hulk Verse Wolverine was the first part of it, which was a lot of fun, bringing like Omega Red, Wolverine, the Hulk in like this huge like death battle. And that was kind of like fun. Also, Hulk Verse 4, where Hulk basically destroys Asgard.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, like especially with the Ragnarok, he's like, and I'm like, but actually here's a movie that I want to get into just a little bit, because I have a pet peeve about this one. Ghost Rider.
Okay. Let me hear your pet peeve.
Well, no, but I'm not saying, okay, it's not a pet peeve. It's just like kind of like, I'm not gonna say it ticks me off. I know for a fact, because there's a friend of mine that's into the whole Ghost Rider thing. I read it when I was a kid. Yeah. And I love Ghost Rider. I just love the whole thing that you turn into a skeleton that rides with a flaming fucking body, and awesome. But I never read in the comics where the Ghost Rider has this knowledge of Elvis Presley. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, really? I'm like, you'll see, the Ghost Rider going like, that is the Elvis Presley move. I'm like, my dad does that, but not fucking Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Ghost Rider, both those movies, like Nick Cage so badly wants to have a success as a superhero.
Yeah.
He wanted to be Superman, and that movie got canceled. Ghost Rider was supposed to be like, okay, I'll do Ghost Rider. I think it's a tough character to translate to a movie, because because as cool as it looks, like the linear, like Eva Mendes, she had a nice little short career there for a while where she was like the hottest thing. Like was in Hitch, Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
She had a nice little career there, but then you were like, you're not really a great actress.
She is to the point where it comes to like sexiness, but not for a comic book movie.
Yeah, not enough to be like, oh, I believe you, especially when you have to bounce off Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Like, because Nick Cage, and there were times where I'm like, just let Nick Cage just go. Just
Yeah.
let him go. Let him Willy's Wonderland this fucking nonsense.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like, I forgot her name, but anyway, we called she was better off in Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Oh, Gal
Oh,
Gadot.
yeah, yeah, the one with Tyson and
Yeah.
the whole thing without Dominic around, just doing
Yeah.
that whole thing. But we called she was good like for that one. But honestly, just going with even if you tried somebody that's non-famous, and I've been saying that, and I think that's the pet peeve I think I have. It's just like every thing that you have, why you had to get like such a major star to play a comic book hero.
Well, because I think if you look back at older comic book movies, like when they first tried to do Captain America
Yeah.
or a lot of these movies, a lot of actors did not want to do superhero movies because they're like, why would I do that? Why would I dress up like in a spandex? Like I look ridiculous. Like I think Pacino was approached at one point and turned down a comic book movie. So they went with a lot of people who were no name, like Robert Downey Jr. getting Iron Man. He was at the tail end of like people thought he was going to burn out of Hollywood and be gone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But then he takes Iron Man and explodes. The MCU explodes, and now a lot of these guys sign these deals. If the movie makes $1 billion, they make like $100 million.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more. Oh yeah, I can make money now.
Yeah, I know, because it's like they have. Oh, it was the one that I started off with, like Fantastic Four. So you have Chris Evans as Torch.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you had Jessica Alba, we call it, which you've seen the comic book movies. I mean, the comic books and all that. I read the comics. I didn't see we call it Sue Richards being like that fucking hot. Yeah.
No.
I'm like, and it could be like the same age as Johnny
Yeah.
Storm almost, And it's just like, what were they thinking? I'm like, oh my god! But then they transition Chris Evans to go and do Captain America.
Yes.
And I'm like, why? You're gonna confuse people, It's like they know from him and they know from that. I don't know.
Which I think they did a decent job enough to be like, because Chris Evans is very baby faced in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, yeah.
But when he gets to Cap, they have him fill out. He's so muscular.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, I can see it now. And then he did things like, what's the train one? I just blanked on.
What the hell? Yeah.
Oh my god, he did Snowpiercer.
Oh yeah.
Where he started really like stepping out and being even more than just Captain America. So you were willing to forgive Fantastic Four. And like, though Fantastic Four has one of my favorite Stan Lee cameos.
Oh yeah.
Where actually it's Fantastic Four 2, where Stan Lee goes to the wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and he's like, "I'm Stan Lee," and they're like, "No, you aren't. Get the fuck out of here."
See, that was my other question. Like, what was going to be your Stanley favorite area? Mine would have been the Deadpool 2 with the strip bar.
Oh, that's a good one too. My actual favorite one though is Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, where he's the librarian, and they're fighting behind him as he's listening to music.
Oh yeah. But I'm still listening to, like, in my head, I'm still listening to Stan Lee going, "Now coming to the stage." Yeah. And
Excelsior.
Excelsior. And I'm like, which I think that's where everybody's making the New York license plate Excelsior for Stan Lee.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I'm like, Excelsior. I'm like, that's Stan Lee. Come on now.
I even like in Captain Marvel, where he's reading the Clerks script.
Oh yeah.
Mallrats, not Clerks, Mallrats.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was a cute little Easter egg. because in Mallrats he's hysterical when he shows up.
So what is going on with Shoot the Flick? Anything new coming up that a lot of fans would know or want to know?
Well, so we usually we just finished up our big series where we do once a month we do like a big movie series. We just finished Harry Potter up.
Oh, okay.
So in the next coming weeks we got to start our next big series to finish out the year, and we're gonna do Indiana Jones.
Oh, nice.
And it's that's gonna be a lot of fun. My father's coming on to do Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, the scenes on that one, though. I mean,
yeah, that was interesting. It was very interesting to watch because Frankie did not like it.
Oh no! Oh,
she did not like Fast Times.
BB Cates, what can you not like?
Well, BB Cates works for us.
But he had Judge Reinhold. Come on, he was in
Judge Reinhold's Beverly Hills Cop. That's Judge Reinhold.
Billy. No.
God damn it, Billy.
We're gonna have to talk about this, Billy.
Oh God.
Now I gotta watch that again. Oh, like, holy shit! Yeah.
I love it. You put a banana in your tailpipe?
No. Actually, the funny story about that one. I was working at my work, and there's this guy. His name is Sam, and he comes in and he goes, listen, I got these bananas, and I'm like, really? You got these bananas? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I brought these bananas, but I don't know if the supervisor's been eating my fucking bananas. I'm like, did he put it in the tailpipe? He goes, what the fuck are you talking about putting it in the bin? He goes, we're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah.
We're not gonna fall for the banana in no tailpipe.
And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, dude, Beverly Hills Cop. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, I didn't realize you're going there. I'm like, but not gonna fall for the banana tailpipe. That's the classic line.
That me and my coworker, this guy Anthony, we talk about we quote Major League all the time.
Yeah.
So we always go,
oh
God, he hit it. We thought it was too high. It was too high. What do you mean too high? Who gives a shit? It's gone.
Or the voodoo priest.
Oh yeah. Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Bombata. No, blah. I hate it.
No one drinks Jobu's rum.
Yeah, Jobu. That's what I'm like. Bombata. Why am I saying Bombata for?
It's so weird knowing he's the State Farm guy now.
Yeah. And he was he was a general in one of the zombie fucking movies as well too. I forgot what movie it is.
Oh
no, I'm sorry. No, all right. He was in a zombie one, and he was in a werewolf one as well.
Oh God, I don't know the werewolf one.
Yeah, I just can't remember the fucking name though. Yeah, but he was like, oh yeah, and then he gets bit, or he takes the serum, and he goes, now you'll see what a real werewolf. And I'm like, oh shit, here he comes. Get your insurance ready. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God. What other ones that we can talk about?
Oh no, we didn't talk about. We mentioned it on Twitter to ourselves. We didn't talk about the bull.
Oh shit! Yeah, the bull. Yeah, the bull has been captured. I think
So. Finally, it took fucking 3 weeks.
I loved it. I love that thing. Like, man, the bull's the greatest hide and go seek fucking guy ever.
Oh my God. So for anybody who doesn't know, who hasn't lived on Long Island, there's been a wild bull just traipsing around Suffolk County.
Well, let's put it in perspective so they'll know. So this bull was supposed to be a sacrificial thing at a slaughterhouse. So, and I guess the bull overheard this and said, "Fuck you, I'm out of here.
Gone.
I'm out of here," and hides. And he eludes capture from numerous amount of people, helicopters and all, for like 7 days or so. And then I found out like on Facebook because like, oh, we got this, and the bull has been captured. I'm like, wait, the bull? I'm like, he's been watching Bugs Bunny. How did he fucking, he got away. And that's when I put that little gif on there for yours. Like the Bugs Bunny. Ole!
It was so funny because you would see like I think somebody made a website had the bull been captured.com or something, and it would just update every day. Like, had the bull been captured? No. Okay.
Day 2, he's been found. And then they had video from a person showing like he's outside somebody's fucking house, and then he's galloping down the street. It's like a Coors Light fucking commercial.
It was surprised. Like, no one got hurt. Like,
Yeah.
the bull, he was kind of just chill. He was eating grass. He just like, I just don't want to be killed.
He's like, dude, I just want to roam around and have some fun. Hey, at least he's in Florida now, I guess. I think that's where he's going. No, Jersey. Yeah. No, he's going to Jersey. That's what it was. Jersey. No, that's tomorrow. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, the bull has been captured. Unfortunately, I thought he was going to like elude capture for a long time.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Like we come into like October. Oh, the bull's been sighted again.
Yeah, I mean, I was driving home like with the whole thing, and they had those like the signs they have on the side of the road, and it goes, oh, exit 58. Watch out for animal maybe on the road. And I'm like, the bull's on the road? I'm like, the fuck, really? Let's take a picture.
Oh, dude, when I lived down in Florida for the time I was down there were so many, because I lived in the boonies. Yeah. I accidentally ran over a gator who was running across the street.
Oh shit!
He popped my tire.
Oh no! Yeah, they go like 30 miles an hour.
They're fast, and it's dark and you can't see, and suddenly you just like, oh shit! You try to swerve, you hit it, and it's just like fuck. But this other night I was driving, and then suddenly a jaguar with a dog. Like, he caught a dog and was walking across the street, looked at me with my headlights, turned and walked into the woods. I'm like, well, that just means don't let your dog out in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And don't live out in the boonies.
Yeah, don't live in the boonies.
Yeah. Because when I lived in when I was in Pennsylvania, and we had groundhogs. Yeah. And it was huge fucking groundhogs. I mean, they eat, I tell you. So we had this dog. It was a Bichon Poodle mix. I call it a Bichon Poodle piece of shit because honestly, he was a little ballerina. It was a boy, but he acted like a girl. And he didn't want his feet wet. He didn't like he got scared of his shadow. He didn't want to go outside. Blah blah blah, whatever. So we had no fencing. Long story short, we had no fencing. So I put a leash out there and put him out there. That was it. He kept on whining and whining and whining. And he always does it. And I'm like, all right, I'm not paying attention to him. But he kept on whining and then hitting against the door. And I'm like, what are you hitting against the door for? I look out. There's the groundhog pinned the dog to the door. like the groundhog was gonna mug him at the door. And my dog was like this, like like he was having a spasm attack, like that. And I started laughing. I'm like, honey, your dog's getting mugged outside the door. And it's like, what? And I grabbed a little water bottle that you do for cats or whatever, and I do it out there, and he just went and gone and just gave me a look and dug a hole next to my house.
Son of a bitch.
Like a tunnel. Yeah. And then like the day after, my brother-in-law looks at it, he goes, I see you got a groundhog problem. I'm like, duh. Look at a big ass fucking hole. And he goes, well, you're gonna have to do. And he was joking around about this too. He goes, you're gonna have to mark your territory. And then go ahead and you might have to pee in the hole. So I'm like, stupid me. I'm like, okay, I'll do what he says, And I drank like a half a case of like Lion's Head beer. like the town brewery
Yeah.
beer and all that. I drank like a half a case of that. Went out in the backyard, spotlight and all, and just whatever.
There you go.
Like, haven't gone. And my brother-in-law, he came back around like the next day, and I'm like, well, we have no problems. He goes, what do you mean you have no problems? I'm like, yeah, I did what you said. He goes, I was fucking around with you, man. I didn't say to go and do it. I'm like, well, I did. He doesn't come around anymore. Not to say I do that, people. I don't drink anymore. Okay, so that
No,
was
yeah.
that's that wasn't like, oh my god, Squid likes to go. And I'm like, no, that was because I had groundhog problems. That was it. That was a thing. I'm in Long Island, a nice, relaxed, suburbia.
Yeah.
That's it.
We only worry about teaching groundhogs how to drive here.
Yeah. We only learn how to, get the stick shift ready. Let's go. Yeah. Okay, let's go. And plus, let alone they're doing, Christmas stories now.
Yeah.
Oh, the times of Christmas.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to put Christmas decorations up in Target.
Oh no, dude! We go the Halloween stuff have been gone out already. Like Home Depot, man. They're like they just like sold like a shitload of stuff already. I'm like, I love Halloween. You know this because you've seen the things I do, and I'm like, I didn't even get there yet. I'm like, I thought you guys were gonna wait until September.
Okay, guys, it's August. Let's calm down for a second.
I'm like, all my good shit is gone, but I can't really get it because my girlfriend won't let me because we got an apartment building and well, not we have an apartment, but we got an apartment, and we only got a certain amount of space we put on the balcony, so we can't have no 5-foot monster looking thing,
just hanging off the balcony.
Oh, I mean that would be awesome though. But we got like we got the what's that called? The torches, but more like the sunlight.
Yeah.
It fucking looks awesome. Like 8 o'clock at night, it go right on. I'm like, it looked like that Survivor TV show. Like you are off the island. I'm like, oh great. So what's going on next? I mean, like I know you mentioned that, but like anything going on for the weekend? Any family stuff? Any?
It's I gotta work this weekend, which sucks. But we with COVID and stuff and everything, we try and kind of keep it chill because God knows who do you trust, who do you don't trust, because some people are just jackwagons.
You jack! Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time. You jackwagon!
You jackwagon.
Hey Chucker! Hey Chuck! Chuckwagon!
But so we kind of keep it easy. We might go out, a little here there, but it's just hopefully the world gets shit together. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody has to wear the mask like every once in a while. Like if you're going to go to places nowadays, you don't have to wear them now. But like work wise, I mean, like as you know, you probably have to like wear them when you work and do. But I just hope for the fact that don't have to do it, so then that way I can grow my fucking beard out like I used to.
Yeah, I just shaved mine recently, so.
No, my shit. You see how it is right now? It used to come down to here.
Oh Jesus!
And I'm like, I missed that. I was like, oh man, instead like the wind blowing, you come,
Well, you trying to be CZ Top?
Man, because of Dusty Hill fucking gone, might have to go and take the place.
That was sad, man. That was sad.
I know. So you have Dusty Hill. He's gone. And there was like not rumors, but I mean somebody I think was playing a joke that Billy Gibbons passed away. I'm like, no, I mean I just saw him on fucking TV. And
he's getting up there though, man.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't look like he's gonna kick the butt like the next fucking day.
No, but he's gotta be somewhere in the 70s, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're sort of going with people that's in the 70s that's still rocking it out,
That's true, but
But you have what kind of music do you listen to anyway? About that?
I'm all over the place. I listen to rock, rap, heavy metal. I got pop punk. I grew up with Linkin Park. I grew up with
What about
Green
80s?
Day.
Like the 80s hair metal bands. What do you listen to those
Oh,
or?
of course I do. My father is the biggest fucking Bon Jovi fan. He's seen Bon Jovi 72 times.
Oh shit, that's a fan.
Yeah, like it's funny because my father is like one of the biggest like music nuts ever, and his 72, I know compared to some people is like nothing. Like I met somebody who saw Rick Springfield 172 times. I'm like, Rick Springfield's got like 3 songs, man. Like,
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like the one key songs that you know from,
Jesse's Girl.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have like Jeff LeVar. He was from Cinderella, so
Yeah,
he passed away as well.
true.
Yeah, then you have him. I mean, I'm not going to bring anything down, but we're going to get back into like talking about the everybody's favorite bands and all that. But Jeff LeVar, uh, there was a woman that did Metal Edge magazine. Remember Metal Edge magazine?
Yeah, I remember Metal Edge
They
magazine.
had everything about the all heavy metal scene and everything else.
Yeah.
Like Jerry Miller, the woman that made the thing, she passed away.
Jesus
Which
Christ.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, shit. And then was it Jeff, the guy from Metal Church, the lead singer.
Yeah,
And then there was an old person too. I forgot who it was. Oh, I'm sorry, Slipknot's drummer.
Yeah, he passed. Yeah, yeah, that was not too long ago, right?
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. It was like that, and the lead singer was pretty much like in 2 weeks, I think. But it was just like, but yeah, I went to see my very first concert. I saw Poison, Damn Yankees, and was it Poison, Damn Yankees, and Firehouse.
Okay, that's a good show.
Yeah, at Jones Beach. So back when that was like the pinnacle of stuff you could be able to watch.
Jones Beach. I used to have a couple years ago. I had buddies who their father worked at Jones Beach, and got me in to see so many bands there for free. Like I saw Kansas there. I saw tons of bands there. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I have never been to an Ozfest. I wish I could, but I don't think now you can be able to do any Ozfest now. But what you call it? I had a foreman I worked with at a different company, and he's like, "Oh, I know Phil Anselmo, I know this, I know that," and I'm like, "Really? You're gonna blow smoke up our asses?" And it's like, well, unless you can get us in to see them, then I believe you. So he did. We went to I can't remember the name of the fuck. It was in the city. And it was like a small venue. Everybody's been in this place as it is, and they made a band called Down. DOW.
Oh yeah, I know Down. I remember. Okay.
Yeah. So they have Phil Anselmo. For anybody else that doesn't know, Phil Anselmo from Pantera, Rex Brown from Pantera. Then you had Pepper Keane from Corrosion of Conformity.
Yeah.
Kirk Weinstein from Crowbar, and Jimmy Bauer, which is like in a bunch of different bands, but I forgot one that would stand out. And so my foreman's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go and see this, and we'll hang out with the band and this and that." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, I believe it when I see it." So we got out to the VIP stage, which the VIP stage is basically another stage next to the stage.
Of course. Yeah.
So and they had a little mini bar thing over there, and then it was pretty cool. And then we did that. Then we went to the dressing room where they had like beer, food, and everything else. Met the whole band, and Phil was in his own little world, let's just say. And then we went on the tour bus.
Nice.
I was like, okay, all right, my life's complete. There you go. That's it. Now I'm like, all right, how the fuck I'm getting home? Because we took the train in there, and I'm like, my wife at the time, she dropped me off at the train station. I don't think she's gonna pick me up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember if she did or not, but
or if you walked home.
no, because we got dropped off. We took the train and we got it back in Babylon.
Oh, okay.
So, but I lived in Lindenhurst.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. So that was like a hike I needed. And actually, I think my foreman is the one that took me took me home. That's what it was. So he drove me home and all that. I'm like, okay, worst idea ever, but yeah, I got home. But yeah, so we might have to wrap this up, but I guess because
I guess I can always come back on another time if you need it. We can always shoot shit again.
no, that's fine. I mean, we covered a lot of shit though. You got Suicide Squad, everything from horror movies.
Oh
Doll.
yeah, let's rewrap around. Suicide Squad was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to watch it at home, be thankful you did. Yeah. But the Starfish is dead. Anyway.
Yes. I have a feeling if they let James Gunn keep directing these, I have a feeling the Starfish will come back.
Oh yeah, there's probably gonna be like a little kid or something walking around, and yeah. But yeah. So people, if you want to watch whatever you're gonna watch, whether it's Hatchet, go watch Hatchet. A lot better than watching Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
actually,
Hatchet's fun. Yeah.
Actually, we could. Well, I mean, I'm not. Maybe next time we'll talk about Fear Street.
Okay, I can talk about Fear Street.
Yeah, because I mean, we're because I haven't seen the third one yet, which I think we're gonna watch tonight.
I actually think the third one made the first two better.
That's what my friend told me. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch it for myself, and then I'll see you on that one because that I wanna talk about more of, because I mean I like the whole concept of the whole thing, and especially when they're going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine, a podcast friend of mine, Dustin. He does a podcast called Dustin Can Read.
Okay.
Dustin he understands, like, they took the different, because the Fear Street is there's so many different books, but the main Fear Street isn't this story. So he's kind of upset they didn't take the main story from Fear Street.
Okay. So yeah, we go and talk about that like next time. We get that when you have like, not, I don't want to put you in a spot like, spur of the moment kind of thing.
Hey man, it worked this time, so hey.
Yeah. All right,
spur of the moment sometimes works.
We're gonna keep with that. We're gonna make sure we go into a spur of the moment kind of shit. So this is probably gonna be coming out like next week or so, and then I'll be having on second watch, and my other guest would be Wheel of Horror.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah. So, and I'm actually still trying to get Life Paranormal with V.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I was talking to her yesterday, and we're still trying to figure out a day that she can be able to do the show. So V, when you listen to this, let me know. And because there is some paranormal shit that I've been through, which I think are paranormal, but I want to get her take on it, because maybe she'll know exactly if it's paranormal or if it's drunkenness or is it just being sleepy. So yeah, only she would know. So tell us where you're gonna, where they can find you at, and all.
Well, Shoot the Flick. It's me and my wife. We like to share movies with each other, fill in our blank spots. We're on basically every podcast platform you can think of: Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, if anyone still uses Google Podcasts.
I don't know. I didn't even heard of it until now.
Good Pods. Like, we're all over the place. Come sit down, enjoy watching movies. You get an experienced watcher who's seen the movie and a first-time viewer. So it's always an interesting take on it.
Also leave a review for them as well.
Yes, please. We're actually almost at 150 reviews. I was like, yeah, let's do this.
I don't know how much like reviews is supposed to articulate, the podcast, but I'm willing to learn more about it. But
I think it's supposed to help drive like people to come,
Yeah.
And I always feel like people who are like who see it. Now we're getting the podcast business. People who's like, 100 something people have seen this. oh, I'll give it a try. Whereas like you have 2 reviews or 3 reviews, people are like, oh no, man.
Yeah.
Also, Spotify doesn't do that, so you know if you use Spotify, you just kind of have to go blind.
Yeah, I mean, it's like good from like word of mouth as well. You know,
Yeah.
like, you make up the cards and but then you go and try to find me. Everybody, got the squiddies. You guys know we call where to find me. You go everywhere from tattoo squid podcast on Instagram, at podcast tattoo squid on Twitter. Then you got YouTube tattoo squid podcast and good pods and
Yeah.
wherever. I mean, you find anybody everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we are Shoot the Flick on Twitter and Instagram too. So
yeah, yeah. You put like basically all our podcasts. Every podcaster are like rashes. We show up everywhere.
yeah, and hell, if you want to talk to us, just go for it. Whether it's Tattoo Squid, whether it's us, just fucking talk to us on Twitter and Instagram. We'll talk back.
Yeah, we'll talk back, and then we'll have you on the show if you want. It's like I'm like killing trying to get people on this. This is what I'm trying to do. Actually, I was trying to this is the second season for me, and basically I'm going to be doing like interviews, like all. And when I mentioned to Jolene before that I'm actually people I've been talking to on Zoom, I'm going to try to bring back after like towards the end of the second season and do a whole Zoom chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's going to be a cluster. I'm not going to say what kind of cluster, but it's going to be a cluster. Is it going to work out? I don't know. But it will be good talk, And it's going to be like an AA meeting, Hi,
I'm a podcaster.
Hi, so and so. How you doing? I put my show on the wrong channel. I interviewed people and I used the wrong words on YouTube. Yeah. Now the YouTube guidelines, I don't even know what the hell is that going to entail.
Well, it's so YouTube's a whole different beast, and they're so bad with some of these things, man. Like they let companies abuse the crap out of creators, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, well, they're gonna love it when we have this on YouTube, like by next week. It's like where to find us. But all right, people, take it easy. Tattoo Squid signing off. See you at the bottom. Shoot the Flick, Scott Eisenberg. So we'll have a good time, and I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll talk to you later.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, 1 second. Let me stop this. And where am I? Oh.